Hey y'all, it's Christine. Happy Friday. I had shared the other day that I went to my first NA meeting for marijuana. I have been smoking marijuana for coming up on like 20 years, like that, let's say 18 years, but that's still a long time. Done it on and off, quit for like years at a time, and I believe it did really help me in certain areas just to kind of relax, help my anxiety, help my depression, that kind of thing. But within the past couple years especially, I've been noticing that it's more so of a crutch or something that I use to hide behind fears or use to hide behind insecurities, things like that. I use it too much. I went to an NA meeting Wednesday night. And I just was in a moment where it's like, all right, I was in like a bad emotional state for the past week or so. And I was like, all right, I had tried, 2 or 3 times prior to like be like, all right, just stop it. I just quit actually for like 2-3 weeks before this past week and was doing good. And then a situation hit me where it was like hit my childhood trauma. And that, when your childhood trauma is activated, it's like, oh my God, it's just like a whole freak out thing. And so I was very emotional and very down for the past week or so. And I was sitting there. And actually when I went to go get it this time, I almost got into 2 accidents, like serious car accidents where the closest I've ever been to getting into an accident, within the last, year, 2 years, 3 years or whatever that I've been 2 times in one trip, right? So I was like, wait a minute, something's telling me stop. Wednesday night, I was kind of in bed and getting ready to do it again. And I was like, you know what? I can either choose to keep this cycle going and just do it until the bag's gone or whatever, or else I can get up right now and go to this meeting where I know I'll have support and I know I'll have like-minded individuals, kind of being there for me. At least I'll be in that environment where there's people who want to quit and who want to be on the same level that I'm on, right? So I'm like, all right, there can't really be any negatives or downfalls from that, right? So what I like to do, especially when I'm doing something that I don't really necessarily want to do or is hard for me to do, is like, just don't think about it, just go and do it, right? So as soon as I made the video on Wednesday and posted it, I was like, you know what, don't give yourself time to think. Get out of the car, walk in there, just do it, right? That's what I got to do when I have hard stuff. If I overthink it, if I give myself time to be like, our minds will give us a million reasons why we shouldn't do it. So we got to act on it. We got to act on it. If you've ever seen Mel Robbins speak, she's good. She talks about the 5-second rule, and honestly, that works so well. And then I went in, and there was just like this room full of people and like 6 or 7 tables and like a bunch of people at each table. And I just out of nowhere, I just went to this table nobody was there, and I sat there alone, right? First off, because I don't know, that's just me, right? So I went there and sat down, and they were talking, I got there like 1 minute later, whatever. And I sat down and I just started tearing up, right? It was I think it was so many emotions about it. Okay, I need to be here. First off, that's emotional. Because you realize that, yeah, you have a problem that you need help with, right? You can't quit it on your own. Secondly, just going in there alone and not knowing what to expect, not knowing anybody, that's scary. Especially for me being an introvert. And then just feeling, I guess the power of it. You realize how serious it is, you realize how real it is, and it just kind of hit me. I was like, okay, it was just, I don't know, it was just a lot of emotions, obviously. So I started crying, and then they asked around the room, once they got done with their introduction or their first part of it, they were like, is anybody here that has never been to an NA meeting before, ever? And I was sitting there for a second, and I didn't want to say anything, but then I was like, you know what, I'm here already. So I said, me, Christine, and I instantly broke down in tears, and all these women came and hugged me and everything. And so that was very comforting and very emotional. And then 2 ladies came and sat with me and everything. And then they did some more stuff and read some more stuff. And then they opened the floor to people to talk about things. And, there was maybe 10 people who did that. So that was kind of cool, listening to stories and stuff like that. Some people just need that extra support. There's certain things that we can't do on our own. There's a lot of things we can't do on our own. And, I've realized the past couple of years, it's definitely better to share. It's definitely better to reach out instead of keeping it all inside, because you don't know what kind of help you can get, and you don't know what people have been through unless you share your story. And that's a big thing about me this year, is trying to be more vulnerable, reach out to people, make connections, do something that I've never done before. And I know that this loneliness and this not enough feeling and, that kind of thing is really up to me. And it's me it came from me not opening up because of the past that I've been through. You know, I've been hurt a lot in my past, bullied, you know, my dad left, I had a bad toxic relationship, that kind of thing, you know, of course, bad friendships and stuff like that. And just mean people all over, you know, like a bunch of us always had, you know. And yes, I've been hurt, but I'm also to the point where it's like, all right, human connection is very, like, we all need it. We can't deny it. I can't deny it anymore. You know, I could always tell myself, I'm fine alone, like, I'm okay, I'll be, you know, single for the rest of my life, whatever. But to the core of me, it's like, I know I won't. I want that special person, you know what I mean? So to get that special person, he's not just going to show up out of nowhere. I got to go put myself out there. I got to go meet people. I got to go on dates and stuff like that. And that's scary. It's scary to open yourself up to connection and possible rejection. That's my big thing, is like, if I let somebody in, there's a possibility that they can hurt me. And that's scary. But part of growing up and realizing and making connections and doing new things is like, you have to do things even though the possibility of the negative could be there, right? I'm opening this business even though there's a possibility I could fail. I'm going to meet somebody, I'm going to go for a date even though there's a possibility maybe he doesn't like me or it doesn't work out or he rejects me. And I'm going to, you know, speak at this place where, not yet, I'm going to get there, okay? I'm going to go speak at this place because I want to be a motivational speaker. I'm opening myself up to criticism or people thinking whatever they want, but I have to get over that fear because otherwise I'm going to be stuck in my house all the time. And stuck in my house all the time is only affecting me negatively, right? So that's kind of where I'm at. And the meeting was great. I'm going to keep going probably every Wednesday night at least, because that's when I have time right now. And just kind of sticking with it. I came home from that meeting and, you know, I got a bunch of phone numbers. They give you like a phone number list for people to reach out to. And I had told one lady before I left, I was like, all right, I'm going to go home and throw everything out that I have, right? And so I did that the next day, and I messaged her, and I saved it to my phone. I have a picture of me, like, throwing out the bag into the garbage can, and it says I'm done as of 3/2/23. So I'm done with it, and I'm going to remember this moment when I get into these moments of, you know, fears and insecurity and stuff like that. I'm going to remember, like, hey, I did this thing. Like, it's a big thing. I've quit before in the past, yeah, but I've never quit with the intention to be fully done. You know what I mean? Like, I've always said, oh, I'll come back. I can do it here and there at parties or at, you know, hanging out with people or whatever. But this time I want to be done. Like, I want to be done. Have you ever been so tired of something? Have you ever been so tired of your life the way that it is that you just want to be done with it? Like, that's the point that I'm at right now, because I know, again, that I can't reach that next level I want to get to unless I drop this. And there's no hesitation in me that I want to reach that next level. You know me, right? I am here showing up all the time, speaking. My goal is to be a motivational speaker eventually, business owner, obviously, successful business owner. We're on our way. But by me sitting here smoking weed and, you know, emotional eating and being sad and lonely and isolating, that's not bringing me anywhere closer to my goals that I want to get. So I know it's like, okay, I got to cut this out. I got to get healthy. I got to stop smoking weed. You know, there's other things I'm sure that I'm not thinking about right now, but there's things in your life that you have to cut or get rid of, or toxic family members, you know, situations that you put yourself in. Stop driving without a license, you know, stop drinking, stop going to parties, stop, you know, staying up late, stop watching every single episode of whatever show. You can't miss it because, you know, whatever is going to happen. You gotta drop some things to get to the next level. And this is my thing that I need to drop right now to get to that level. So hopefully you can relate to this, even if it's not drugs, even if it's not, you know, drinking, even if it's not, if it's something that everybody has their own hard, right? Their own situation that they need to get out of, their own, you know, thing they need to stop doing or start doing. So take my advice. You want to reach the next level. You want to, you know, stop being hounded by these people who are just talking and gossiping and blah, 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 blah. Like, get away from them. Drop them. You don't owe anybody anything except yourself. So whatever it is, you can do it. If I can go do it, if I can walk into an NA meeting, my introverted ass, and choose, you know, something I've been choosing my whole life over, you know, if I can choose going to a meeting and being positive over something I've been doing my whole life, like, you can do it too. I've been doing it, like I just told you, for 18 years. That's a long time. And now I'm finally at that point where it's like, I'm done.